Hey, Brad.
Hello.
It is time to check out the latest updates to Game Room. They put out another 7 games this week.
It's time to see Justin Calvert doing something weird.
Doing
in your
airplane
arcade.
moves.
Also, did I just see your avatar doing the Running Man?
I believe, yeah, probably.
Wow.
I don't know. There's he's really not going to move, is he?
No, I don't think so.
It's just, all right, well, fine. I've set all of this week's games in a separate room up here. So we just kind of run through the 7.
All right.
Basketball, Mega Mania, Nightstalker, Pitfall, Rack 'em Up, Real Sports Volleyball, and Super Breakout.
Cool.
So not a lot of arcade games this week. Mostly console stuff. So I don't know what Okay, well, basketball's 2-player only, so that's gonna be a hassle.
I'm looking around for a controller.
We'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Just take me to school. This is 2600?
This is in television.
Okay.
So
I thought I saw 2600 on that cabinet.
No.
Was that in a television?
Yeah.
Did they both have wood paneling?
They did.
Okay.
So this is a basketball game.
Yeah. Looks that way.
All right. I'm dribbling.
3-on-3
working
action.
my way across here. Oh, all right, guys. What's the shoot button? How do I shoot?
Hit all the buttons.
It's basketball. Let's not play basketball anymore.
I think we've...
Oh, so you actually, yeah, you see,
seen
in
that.
television had the little number pad. You can kind of bring up stuff here and if you want to do stuff.
Is that something you're supposed to play with in real time?
Yeah, kind
Like
of.
are those action buttons?
Yeah, they can be. The main action buttons are mapped to the
Right.
real Xbox buttons
Right,
here.
sure.
Like so, you see it. So actually you can use the right stick, it looks like, to do some of that button stuff. But if you want to bring it up for authenticity's sake and see what the overlay looked like and stuff, they give you that option. That's why a lot of in-television games don't necessarily emulate very well, because the controller was very not standard.
Sure.
Mega Mania, however,
That is a 2600.
this is a 2600. And this is a shooter. Similar to...
Prove it. Shoot things. I don't believe you. Okay, you shot
all
something.
right, I shot
All right.
something.
This is a shooter.
Yeah, and you just fight all this weird stuff over time. They actually did, I believe they did a television ad for this game, because it's like you're shooting dice and all kinds of
Weird.
nonsensical nonsense.
I like how your shots track with the movement of your ship,
Yeah,
the Starship Enterprise.
right.
You're fighting waffles?
Delicious waffles.
Oh no. Oh. Is this a Coast Space Invaders game?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
This
basic-
game's a lot like a game called Astro Blaster that Sega put out in arcades. In fact, the ship looks pretty similar. It's though that was a pretty obscure game that Sega put out. Dude, I'm a bad shot. So yeah, you just kind of have to beat each level before you run out of energy, and
I think you're on
you'll
track.
move on to fight other stuff.
Almost there.
Last thing.
All right.
All right. What's the third wave here? Other squiggly things that descend at you. So pretty straightforward. This was a fairly cool game back in its day.
Do you think it was different enough from the Space Invaders of the world?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff's
It's a little
coming
bit
at
faster.
you. Yeah, much differently than.
Sure.
Plus, you don't lose when they touch ground. It's just
Right,
they fly around in a formation, and you need to kill them all. It's not about getting them before they land. They just fly all these weird jittery patterns that makes it hard to deal with. And
Oh god.
all right,
Oh.
so that's Mega Mania.
Okay. Nightstalker. That's what
Nightstalker.
I've been waiting for. Wait, hold up a second. So are these Mega Mania specific medals?
Yeah.
Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Full disclosure here, I have not tried Game Room at all.
So how it works is the games that have scores in them are the games that you can play as ranked games.
Okay.
And those are the ones that have, scores, and thus you can have these medal targets for scores. Each game has up to these 3 different medals here.
Okay.
Though games that don't have score, like basketball, will just have a time spent medal. They won't necessarily have. So like if we go back here to Can I actually look at medals from here?
Hey, you spent money on basketball.
Why
did you?
So we could record this video.
It's a noble sacrifice. Did you just buy all this stuff in a pack? Are they selling it that way?
You have to download all the games as a pack, but then buy them all individually.
That's right. So you pretty much have them, right?
Yeah, so you pretty much have them all. So you see, this one only has a time spent medal. It doesn't have a survivalist or anything like that because the games last a set amount of time and so on. All right, Nightstalker, another Intellivision favorite. This game came out on the 2600 as well under a different name, Dark Cavern, I believe it was. Anyway. This is in some ways a dual joystick shooter because I'm using the face buttons to shoot in different directions, but I have to collect a gun before I can shoot. So now that I have the gun, I got 6 shots.
Wow.
And that robot's going to try and shoot me, but I shot the robot.
That was a pretty good robot blow up kind of animation.
Yeah. And it just kind of spawns more robots and bats and so on.
Robots have a way of
spiders. But every 6th shot I have to go find another gun. So let's take that guy out there and see the gun is respawned. So go collect a gun.
Kind of Pac-Man-y in a way.
Yeah, sort of.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you play the chamber in the middle here that I can kind of hide in and stay safe.
Your avatar is pretty excited.
I think
Nightstalker.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Look at the animation on this dude running. Look at how good that looks.
It's pretty good, actually.
That was definitely the thing when you saw shots or video or anything like this of this game back in the day. You're like, dude, look at that guy running. It's crazy.
Kill a bat. Which was the technologically superior system, the 2600 or the Intellivision? Any sense of that?
I don't remember. I want to say it was probably the Intellivision, but definitely from a developer standpoint. It was a case where more people were developing on the 2600, so they pushed it a lot further than maybe the Intellivision went. But in terms of raw power, I believe like the Intellivision and the ColecoVision were probably both better.
This is sort of the Xbox to the Atari's PlayStation 2.
Sure. So there's Nightstalker. Pitfall practically needs no introduction.
Yeah, indeed.
But here's my pro tip for Pitfall. For all you damn kids at home that don't know a thing about Pitfall, just run left.
Jump at the appropriate time.
Yeah, it's like the game sets up in such a way where you're like, I need to run right, but no, you don't need to run right.
Can you run right?
You're supposed to.
Okay.
It's kind of the way it's pointing you at the beginning.
Right.
But if you run left, whenever you respawn after a death, which that might be the first time anyone's ever used the word respawn to describe anything in Pitfall, you descend and reappear on the left side of the screen. So if you die on a screen, it automatically resets you past whatever obstacle you were dealing with.
And you are, in fact, making progress.
Yeah.
By going to the left.
Yeah, I mean, Pitfall, actually, I mean, it's open worldy, man. I go this way, I go this way if I wanted to. We could go down and explore underground. It's kind of a faster way to get around, but
there's some ugly stuff down there.
Yeah, basically you have 20 minutes or 3 lives, whichever comes first, to explore the jungle and collect treasures that give you more points. There's a finite number of screens in the game.
Okay.
So it is possible to get a perfect game of Pitfall by basically collecting all the treasures and not running into. So if these logs hit you, you don't actually die. You just lose points.
So not a.
And if you fall, you also lose points.
Not a very active world record scene for Pitfall.
No, I mean
you mastered.
Yeah, exactly. You get to the top, and that's that. This is probably the hardest as Pitfall gets, is you got these alligators with no vine over them.
Oh,
see?
You are food.
But see, now I respawn over here, so
take that, alligators.
Yeah, so you're collecting treasures like the money. The underground area is actually, I believe, one underground screen. Like if you run off of the screen when you're underground, is equivalent to 3 above ground screens. So there's actually kind of a set pattern for you to take to like the quickest way to get to all the treasures. It's like I should probably take the ladder to not lose points. But so we're kind of warping ahead all crazy style. Scorpion. More scorpions.
There's a lot of scorpions underground.
Scorpion's kind of hard to jump. Especially when you're trying to play all fast and loose. So that's Pitfall.
That is some
Pretty straightforward, but this is definitely the most classic of this week's releases. Pitfall, definitely a beloved.
Oh, yeah, probably the only one I've heard of, I hate to admit.
Uh-huh. Pitfall 2 was even more open-worldy. Rack 'em up! This is a pool game from Konami. This was an arcade release.
Please, Jeff, rack them up.
I'm going to rack the S out of them. Oh, it looks like when you play ranked game, it automatically picks rotation, but the original arcade game let you pick rotation or 9-ball.
Now, what era or maybe even hardware platform are we talking here?
This is like 87.
Okay. Getting a little more modern then. Is this the most recent game on Game Room right now?
It might be. Look at the way those pool balls
Dude,
rotate
yeah,
around as I move my shot.
That's kind of cool.
I believe the rules of rotation are similar to 9-ball in that they want me to hit the 1 ball over there first, which might not actually be possible
It'll be
here.
tough, yeah.
That's probably a foul. It is. So, it's pool.
Yeah, sure is.
And I fouled again.
Physics look a little weird.
A little bit,
Not
yeah.
entirely accurate.
Look at that guy with the background watching us play pool.
He's just waiting to hustle you.
Yep. My video pool strategy is to just hit the ball you're supposed to hit as hard as you possibly can and hope for the best.
Yep.
It's actually not too far from my actual real-life pool strategy either. But rotation, a lot trickier than 9-ball.
Not a winning strategy.
More balls on the table.
I hate to inform you.
Oh, I know.
You're not going to win a lot of games that way. You know that. I'm not telling you anything.
Yeah.
Ezio's getting a little excited over there about Pitfall.
Well, people should be excited about Pitfall.
Yeah. Oh.
So let's jump out of this real quick and check the unranked version of that, the classic mode. Curious to see if it.
Oh, boot that ROM.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, ranked games are played in rotation, but if you play unranked, you can just play good old 9-ball, Bobby Brady style.
That is a shady-looking character back there.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it.
And it gives you different visuals depending on your shot position, or actually probably random or something. But you see these different unsavory characters hanging out watching you play pool. All right. Real Sports Volleyball, another 2600 game, another classic mode only game, which I think is not very cool at all. I think the ranked stuff is really what makes Game Room cool.
Yeah, it's kind of the reason to play this stuff at this point, right?
Why is it? Okay, that counts as a point.
I'm guessing there was a whole line of Real Sports titles.
Yeah, they came out with a batch of sports games right around launch that was just like football, and the baseball game I think was called Home Run. And then later on they came out with the Real Sports line, which was much more developed because a lot of years had passed and people got a lot better at just making 2600 games.
Also, they had discovered the power of branding.
Right. You had Real Sports, and you had, was it like Sword Quest or whatever it was? Sword Quest Fire World and all that other stuff.
That sounds like a quest I want to undertake.
Yeah. So that one's just like, spend a half hour playing Real Sports Volleyball. I'm like, you know what? I don't think I will ever do that.
Yeah.
But thanks for the offer. Super Breakout. This is the arcade version of Super Breakout.
It's a pretty iconic game. Breakout is a name that curries some favor.
Yeah, definitely. And this
People know what that is.
This one's super.
Did that say 1978?
1978.
Wow. Dude.
Were you even alive in 1978?
No. I wasn't.
I was 3.
You're older than me.
Yeah.
You knew that. That is a tiny paddle.
Yeah, this is a tiny paddle. Super Breakout was. Also, I mean, consider the width of the screen.
Sure.
It's not really
Sure.
the whole. It's a vertically oriented game. So.
And there's no upgrading that, right? I'm guessing this.
No, this is not Arkanoid.
This predates power-ups, right?
Yeah. That was one of the things with games like this on the 2600s. They had that difficulty switch, and you could hit that to like determine paddle length and stuff like that. All right, not my best work, clearly, but the bronze medal is 28 points, because that's kind of how Super Breakout works. Let's look at the leaderboard for Super Breakout. I'm curious.
Who is throwing down?
567.
That's pretty serious.
Let's view Revenge of Jay's replay.
That's pretty serious. Oh wow.
Oh, so okay. That's right. There's additional modes.
Okay.
So I guess maybe you can play the alternate mode, and
Man.
I think it's whether you want the 2 paddles or the bonus balls.
Okay.
Or something like that. Don't remember.
Is this real time or did you speed this up?
This is real time.
Wow. This guy's
So we can actually just jump ahead here.
pretty serious about some Breakout. I got that Alpha Bounce game on DSiWare.
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
The game that purports to be this plus RPG.
Right.
Not so good.
A little rough.
It's I think it started out as like a flash game or some kind of online game.
Okay.
Feels like it's ported straight from there.
Okay.
Very roughly.
Yeah,
It loads for about 10 seconds before you get into a match.
crazy. So there you have it. That's this week's Game Room releases.
You say this week so nonchalantly, but this is in fact
This is the first update. But they have actually laid out dates for future games.
Okay. So it will be a weekly thing then?
That's apparently it's going to be Wednesdays from here on out.
Okay.
They've said that Time Pilot will be coming this
What?
month,
Wait a minute.
which is already out on Xbox
That's
Live Arcade.
really
That'll be your
weird.
first opportunity to decide if you want to spend additional money to play Time Pilot.
I don't. I'm still
just for the Game Room challenge system and that sort of
still
stuff.
missing one of the achievements in XBLA Time Pilot, and
Dude.
I'm probably never going to get it. I tried and tried and tried.
I think I got all those in the first day it was out.
It's so hard.
All right, so there you have it. That's Game Room. We'll probably check back in next
Yeah.
week with whatever they bring out again. So yeah.
See you then.